I needed to prove a point first to my mother. So I knew that this business had to work or it had to work. There was no other option. I knew that the odds were against me. I used to work in a bank.
Oh,
I worked in
wow.
a bank for like a year.
What bank?
First bank. I absolutely hated it because I would rather not be seen. And then I was placed in a position where I had to interact with hundreds of customers in a day. I was seen. So I didn't enjoy it. And then at the point where I was considering tendering my resignation, I had a shortage back to back. You will be the one to pay it.
Yeah.
It's not like you must provide that money for the vault to balance that day. I had discussed my resignation with my mom and she was cool with it because she saw how mentally drained I was becoming with the job. At the point that I had put in my resignation and I was back home, sitting at home, it seemed like I was sitting idly. Suddenly the pressure was, call your office back. Tell them that you sent it in error. That was not an option. I didn't have a dime. So
Not a dime.
Not a dime. Not a dime. Like to start the business, and I didn't want to ask my mother. I put out a post saying, I'm starting a new business in Abuja, and this is what the business entails. If you need a bowl of soup, if you need a bowl of stew, whatever you need, I'm your girl. That post went up probably about 11 years ago. That's how Tad's Kitchen started.
Wow.
From my mother's kitchen in Abuja. Now we're in Jos. The idea just seems so beautiful. Oh, I'm going to do this business. It's going to be so great. But you forget the aspect of knowing your numbers. And that is where your business will either make it or it will fail. While I was in Abuja, I didn't know my numbers. How do you intend to grow any business if you do not know your numbers? You cannot risk not knowing your numbers if it is food business that you want to run.
What do you mean numbers?
You must know your...
Talking about numbers, have you ever been scammed in your business?
So I like to think that I am smart, but unfortunately, I have.
Tell me about it. So before we continue the episode, I would like to appeal to you to subscribe to the channel. We want to grow, we want to scale this thing all the way to the moon, and the only way you can help us do that is by hitting that subscribe button. Thank you. Let's get back to the episode. Timbian Emos Dashe, aka Tad.
Yes.
You're welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I like your name, Tad.
Thank you.
It's an abbreviation of all your names, right?
Yes.
And you run a kitchen, Tad's Kitchen.
Yes.
How did you start running a kitchen, and why did you choose that line of business?
Let me start by asking answering why I choose the line of business. It came naturally to me. Cooking is natural to me. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy being in the kitchen. I enjoy feeding people. So when I thought of business, it was just natural that I do what I already enjoy doing. After all, that's what they say now. Whatever you enjoy doing, your passion, that's what you should turn into a business. So that was just it for me. And how I became like the business owner of Dad's Kitchen. That's a different story altogether. So I used to work in a bank. I worked in a bank for like a year.
What bank?
First bank. I worked as a contract staff for a year. I absolutely hated it.
Why?
It's not my scene. So I'm someone that I would prefer to be in the background. I do not like to be in the fore of anything. So here I was, I had to be either, I worked as an admin assistant. I also had the opportunity to work as a cashier or whatever they're called, the people who take payments, deposits, withdrawals, and all of that. I absolutely hated it because I would rather not be seen. And then I was placed in a position where I had to interact with hundreds of customers in a day. I was seen, so I didn't enjoy it. And then math is not such a strong strength of mine. So I was having a lot of shortages. On some days you have overages and you have to reconcile it, because if you don't, it wasn't just my scene.
Can you tell me one particular incident at the bank that broke the camel's back for you?
So at the point where I was considering tendering my resignation, I had a shortage back to back for like 2 or 3 days, back to back. And it was the same amount, 15,000 naira on the first day, 15,000 naira on the second day. So it started to look like it was something deliberate that was happening somewhere. To date, I cannot explain it. But it was small, inconsequential amounts. But having that happen, and I hope you know that you will be the one to pay it.
Yeah.
It's not like you must provide that money for the vault to balance that day. So as a contract staff, you're now paying 15,000 today, you're paying 15,000 tomorrow. You don't know what you have to pay the day after or what's going to happen. That was just it. Like, I was already at my wit's end. So I was like, you know what? You're not happy at this job. It's starting to show in how you even interact with customers. It's starting to show with how you show up to work, how you interact with your colleagues. And it's starting to show in the money that you have to handle.
Yeah.
So that was just it for me. I was like, you know what? I was going to take my leave, and then from my leave, I just put in my resignation, and thank God. So shortly after that, I started Tad's Kitchen. And starting Tad's Kitchen was, like I said, it was natural, because the one thing I enjoyed doing while I was at the bank was cooking for my colleagues.
From home?
Yes. I could wake up at 5 a.m. just so I could make pasta for a team of like 8. Or I could make swallow and vegetable soup, like swallow by 5 a.m. It was ridiculous, but I absolutely enjoyed it. I could sit as a community and just eat. I absolutely loved that. So that was the only thing that I started to look forward to.
And you did that for free?
Yes. Okay, so it wasn't just me. Like, there were other colleagues. We were rotating it. But whenever it was my turn, I was so excited to show my skills, to just impress, and to just feed people. So it was the one thing that opened the door for me. And I knew that, okay, people were sharing feedback. They absolutely enjoyed the food. They absolutely looked forward to when it would be my turn to cook. And they started to ask, oh, that soup you made, can we get a bowl of it? What if I want to order it for my mother? Oh, how much will it cost if you're going to make this for me? And I was like, okay, if my colleagues that I work with are willing to, then there are people like them in other offices who do not have the time to do this cooking thing. So I started to take like little orders even while I was in the bank, but not orders in the sense of like business. Just give me the money and I'll go and buy the things and I'll cook it and I'll bring it. Profit or no profit, I was just doing it for the fun of it. And when I left the bank, it was just natural that I continued with that.
Yeah.
So that's how Tad's Kitchen started.
How was the first day starting Tad's Kitchen, knowing fully well that at the end of the month, nothing is coming that is certain? And now you have to grow an audience of customers that you're going to be serving. Because I'm sure they were not like readily available.
Yeah,
you had to sell a brand now.
Yeah. So the first day, I knew that the odds were against me. I had discussed my resignation with my mom, and she was cool with it because she saw how mentally drained I was becoming with the job. But at the point that I had put in my resignation and I was back home, sitting at home, it seemed like I was sitting idly. And then her friends would come over and see me at home and they'll be like, don't allow this girl still. And then suddenly the pressure was, call your office back. Tell them that you sent it in error. That was not an option. So I knew that this business had to work or it had to work. There was no other option. It either would work or it would work. So I didn't even have any savings. It's not like I was saving anything from my job. The only thing I had was the passion. I just knew that I needed to prove a point first to my mother that, see, that you have supported me to resign from this job. I would not let you down. I'll prove to you that I can build something of my own that has the capacity to earn me more than the bank was paying me. So I think at that point I was quite active on Facebook, and I knew that I could use my Facebook like page well. I could get something tangible from the audience I had there. I didn't have a dime. So
Not a dime.
not a dime. Not a dime. Like to start the business, and I didn't want to ask my mother.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ask my mother for it. I didn't want to ask anybody for it because I didn't want to be told, oh, you shouldn't have resigned from your job. So I put out a post saying, I'm starting a new business in Abuja, and this is what the business entails. If you need a bowl of soup, if you need a bowl of stew, whatever you need, I'm your girl. Just call on me. That post went up probably about 11 years ago. And the very first order I got was from a friend who saw the post on Facebook. And I am certain that the only reason why he placed an order was to support me. His order was 3,500 naira for a bowl of vegetable soup. And the rest is history. Like, that's just how we started churning out 1 bowl a week, 2 bowls a month, 10 bowls a week on some good weeks. It's just been a delightful experience. Like, it's been absolutely amazing. But that's how Tad's Kitchen started.
Wow.
From my mother's kitchen in Abuja. Now we're in Jos.
Did you move to Jos because Jos was a more fertile ground for your business, or did you open a branch here?
I moved to Jos. I think I like to prove points. So I moved to Jos to prove a point. Well, there was the opportunity.
Yeah.
And then because there was the opportunity, then the driving force to take that opportunity was that I wanted to prove a point. So the opportunity came. There was this new spot that needed someone to handle their kitchen, and they gave me the place. So I was like, okay, good opportunity. Let's come and try it. But the point here that I wanted to prove was I used to be what you'd consider a keypad warrior or critic.
A keypad warrior.
Yes. So I would be like, I used to be one of those people who would be like, oh, there's so much potential in Jos. If only the people in Jos could do this. If only the people in Jos could do that. If only they could do this to put Jos on the map. If only they could, like, I was that person. I was always it came from a good place. I was advocating to see my people do more, to have the world know more of what I see in my people. But then when this opportunity presented itself, it was now a question of this thing that you are always talking about. An opportunity is here. Can you do it? So it was to prove a point that either I could do it and see how easy I thought it was for it to be done, or I would come, still do it, and discover that, okay, it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. So that was just it for me. I knew that there was an opportunity for me to run a business in Jos. I knew that there was an opportunity for my business to grow in Jos, because the third reason was I wanted a physical location in Abuja, and the ground rent alone
Yeah.
as at that time was about 1 million naira for a tiny space, a
Yeah.
very tiny space. Then I would now have to start considering putting up a structure,
Yeah.
buying utensils,
Getting
and all
staff.
of that, getting staff. And then there's the risks of Abuja Environmental Protection Board that can come at any time and just tear down your business. And how those people work, it's crazy. One set can come to you today and tell you, oh, you've not paid for this. Tomorrow, it's a different set of people. So you're constantly churning out money to pay them. So I was like, you know what? Okay, we've established that life is a lot cheaper, a lot more affordable in Jos. So let's come to Jos and let's see how we can build this business from Jos.
Yeah.
And then if it grows, if the point I need to prove to myself, I am able to prove it. So it was to see that it was either going to be easy or hard. And it's been a beautiful journey. I can't even trade it for anything, sincerely.
Wow.
I can't trade it for anything. But I must say that it's been harder than I thought it was going to be. A lot harder. But my business has scaled faster in Jos than it would have in Abuja.
That is interesting.
Yes.
That's a very bold statement to make.
Yes, it has.
How so?
So there's something I say to people. My network is my wealth. I say that a lot. And I didn't know that. I didn't know how important that was until I moved to Jos. And then I realized that all I needed was people. Nothing else mattered. All I needed was the right people around me. So I'm saying this to make the point that Jos people are the most supportive people that I know of. They may not even, like, someone may not even have money to say, oh, I want to buy what you're doing, you're making. I want to patronize your business.
Yeah.
But the average Jos person would pray for your business. The average Jos person would show up to your business launch and be like, you know what, I've just been seeing how you've been trying and I just came to support you. The average Jos person is willing to go an extra mile for, and it's not for anything, it is just nature, right? That's the only thing that has given my business an edge. The people, the network. That's the only thing. That even when things are going wrong, I can always fall back on my community.
Yeah.
That's something I cannot trade for anything. And I promise you, I would not have had that in Abuja. Or it would have taken me like way longer to build that. But I had it on a platter in Jos, and it just made everything a lot more easier.
So, assuming I want to go into restaurant business or food business, what is the most valuable advice you're going to give me?
You must know your numbers.
What do you mean numbers?
You must know your numbers. You must know your business numbers. You must sit down and tell yourself that this business, it is no longer a hobby. It is no longer passion. It is no longer, oh, I want to make money. So you would sit down with a pen, with a book, and you would now know that, oh, okay, so I'm going to get rent. My rent is going to cost 500,000. I'm going to employ 2 staff. I intend to be paying them, say, 50,000 naira each monthly. I'm going to be paying utility. Water, electricity is going to cost me this and that. I'm going to be paying for maintenance because I have a physical store. I'm going to be having to cut grass. I'm going to have to maybe do some painting. Maybe a customer will come and sit on the bench and it will break. Maybe they will step on something and it will break. How many businesses factor these things when they are thinking of it?
Yeah.
The idea just seems so beautiful. Oh, I'm going to do this business. It's going to be so great. But you forget the aspect of knowing your numbers. And that is where your business will either make it or it will fail. So while I was in Abuja, I didn't know my numbers. It was the list of my problems. I'll just sit down and be like, oh, okay, you want egusi soup? I'll buy goat's meat. I'll buy egusi. I'll buy this. I'll buy the bowl. Okay, so everything may cost me like 3-5. Okay, so there's gas at home. There's water at home. There's Maggi already at home. There's and then I'll be like, okay, let me just add 1.5. That's not business. If that is how you intend to run your food business, then you're not in business. You're running maybe some form of charity organization, but you are definitely not in business. Because so long as you do not know whether you are in profit or you are in loss or you are just running like, oh, you just have turnover. If you don't know which level you are at, you're not in business. And you cannot risk not knowing your numbers if it is food business that you want to run.
Yeah.
Because it is in the numbers. Your growth is in the most... Oh, God. It's one thing I dread personally as a business owner currently because you don't know your numbers just once. You have to go back as often as you possibly can to go and revisit your numbers because I promise you it changes every day.
Yeah, the current realities keep showing up.
It changes every day. You're going to the market to go and buy oil. The price has gone up, but it's not reflecting in your numbers.
Yeah.
Who is paying for that? So I tell people like it's easier to be a tailor.
It is.
And when I say that, they're like, oh, you can't say that because we're all suffering it. But if you go to make a dress, if you go to make a kaftan, your tailor will bill you and tell you, oh, Oga, cost of button has increased. Cost of zip has increased. Cost of thread. But the sewing is still
the same.
So you just add something because of the cost of the material. I promise you that if you go back to your tailor next week and he tells you, Oga, last week price no be today price, so you would understand.
Yeah.
But it's not the same way for food business. Because here's the thing. Number one, even if the customer is even willing, it makes no sense for you to be changing your price week by week by week by week. So as a food business owner, you are the first to be hit by an inflation. And then by the time that you are adjusting to the inflation has reinflated and then you are back to square one. So that's just it. Like, you want to go into food business?
Yeah.
You must know your numbers. Like, it is not an option. It is not optional. You must know your numbers. Every detail. The serviette, the toothpick, we calculate it.
Yeah.
The water, we have a well. We treat it. We pump it. We pump water from the well to our tank. Those are costs that need to go into something. Those are costs that someone is paying for.
Yeah. So
if it is not in the product, if it's not included in your selling price, then that's a very big hole that your business is losing money through.
Yeah.
So how do you intend to grow any business, really? It's not just food business. How do you intend to grow any business if you do not know your numbers? I have done both. I have run a business, this same business, without the knowledge of numbers.
Yeah.
And I have done it with the knowledge of numbers. As hard as it is, I highly recommend that you know your numbers.
Yeah. Talking about numbers, have you ever been scammed in your business?
So I like to think that I am smart, but unfortunately, I have been scammed with how smart I like to think that I am. I have. So fake transfers.
Fake transfers?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I don't know how they do it.
Okay.
I sincerely do not know how they do it, but they place an order, they send you a receipt, and then they tell you, oh, maybe it's network. Oh, maybe it's the bank. Okay, if they reverse it, I'll let you know. And then because you're trying to build relationship with a new customer, you're trying to go out of your way to please them, then you send out the order or you allow them go with it. And then down the line, you realize that, okay, you've just been scammed. Or in another instance is they request for payment on delivery. Then they realize that, oh, the rider is trusting. Typical just behavior, like we trust everybody. So they see that the rider is trusting, and then tell him, oh, okay, just go, I'll transfer to them. Or just go, I've transferred to them. And then before you know it, it's like 20K has gone down the drain. In fact, not only 20K, because the product has gone.
Yeah.
Money you did not see. Your effort, zero.
And
You still have to pay the rider.
Yeah. And you still have to pay rent. You still have to
Yes.
restock. You
Yes.
still have to pay your staff, everything. Wow.
So that has happened a few times, thankfully, not so many
And
times.
how did you navigate around transfer issues? Because this is a friend of mine who runs another kind of food business told me about this fake transfer thing, and she was trying to navigate around. I'm curious. I want to know how you've been able to set up like a system that can curtail that.
Yeah. So the truth of the matter is, as a business owner, you have to protect yourself.
Okay.
You have to protect yourself, whether you like it or not. So it's just to tell the customer, oh, sorry, sir, we've not received your payments. Can you please hold on? Let's receive your payment. Or the moment you're placing the order, okay, sir, I would send you the account details now. Immediately we receive your payment, we start to process your order.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And then thank God for what we now call new generation banks.
Yeah.
Transfers are immediate. As you are sending it, before it even shows you the receipt on your end, it's shown me that you're receiving 10,000 naira from this person. That's how fast they are.
Yeah.
So thank God for new generation banks. It makes business so much more seamless rather than having to wait for one old generation bank.
That could take 2 weeks.
Nah. So that's communication. Communicate to the customer. Oh, sorry. Once we get your payment, we start to process your order. Oh, okay. Please, can you start paying so that at the end of the day, we don't have issues with transfers?
Yeah.
Like, sir, please, can you make your payments now so that before you're done, your payments would have reflected?
Yeah.
So simple as that. It helps a great deal. It helps us a great deal.
Let's talk about your other business that
Yeah.
you started, Dark Mode.
Yes.
I guess it's more of a franchise, right?
Yeah, it's...
Because I've heard of some in Lagos or something like that.
Okay, so it's popular in Lagos. Is a street food concept that was made popular in Lagos. There are a few branches in few other of such businesses in Abuja. I think there's 1 or 2 in Kaduna. And then thankfully we were able to be the very first to start this in Jos. So it's actually not a franchise. It is
an idea.
It is our own personal execution. But we saw it play out in Lagos. We saw it play out in Abuja, and then we took inspiration. I'm like, okay, so there's nightlife in Jos. As much as people like to argue that there isn't nightlife, I strongly believe.
Yeah, because I was about to ask you a question.
Yeah.
The reputation Jos has usually is that anywhere from 8 p.m., people are not seen on the street again, and the security problem. So how did you navigate that?
So there's nightlife in Jos. It just depends on what part of Jos you are at.
Yeah.
First, let's establish how Jos is. Jos is where people think of to be home. People think of family.
Yeah.
Like even people in Lagos, like people come into Jos and they tell you, oh, when I think of family, when I think of settling, I want to do that in Jos.
When I think of retiring.
When I think of retiring, I want to... Because of how Jos has been conditioned, forget insecurity and all of that. We're able to just be home. We're just home, and you cannot expect the nightlife to be. But I promise you that there is a thriving nightlife in Jos. It just depends on what part of Jos you are in.
Yeah.
So we saw that opportunity and we took it, and it's been an amazing experience.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing experience.
What is the most rewarding moment for you running food business, and what is the most depressing moment for you running food business or business in general?
So let me answer it as food business.
Okay.
The most depressing is sometimes it feels like people forget that you are human. You have a human team. And whether you like it or not, there's going to be, no matter how much you try to avoid errors, there's going to be human error. That's how we are programmed. So for my business, how we have tried to curtail these errors is in ensuring that we follow a strict measurement for everything. It's very strict measurement.
Strict measurement.
For everything. So that if you cook it, I cook it, whoever cooks it, the taste will be consistent. We try that. Now, when it becomes depressing is where someone tastes something you made that other people have tasted and they do not like it. They do not see it as a thing of, oh, this just doesn't appeal to my palate. They just see it as, you are the worst. It does not taste like my grandmother's own, so you are the worst. So that's grace that isn't really shown, that doesn't show that, oh, you understand that this thing is a preference thing.
Yeah.
But because it just doesn't appeal to you, then you write it off. You run to social media to say whatever you want to say. Like, it gets very frustrating. Thankfully, again, that's the worst problem I have. It's way worse for other people. But thankfully, it's a very small problem for me, but that's what I can say. It's most depressing for me.
Has anybody ever said anything negative about your business that really got into your nerves?
So at this point, I don't know if there hasn't been an episode or I just don't pay mind to it.
Okay.
I really can't think of any.
Okay.
So people say a lot. But no matter what they say, you just have to be able to look at it and be like, okay, even if this thing that they're saying hurts me, what can I take out of it last?
Yeah.
So maybe I see a feedback or a review that wasn't put out in good taste. It's now left for me to read it, get hurt, cry if I need to. But
you cry?
I am a crybaby. I am an absolute crybaby. Let's not go into that.
I'm interested.
No.
I want to know why you cry.
I cry for no reason.
For no reason.
I watch TikTok and cry. I see that someone lost their dog online and I cry. I read a story online and I cry. I'm that much of a crybaby. So let's not go into that. So even if whatever they say about my business makes me cry, makes me hurt, makes me angry, I have taught myself that shall always go back and look at it and be like, okay, what can I take out of this? They complain that the staff didn't handle a situation well. I go back and talk to the staff. Oh, because you did not handle the situation well, see what this person said, as much as whatever they may have said may not be completely true or from their own perspective, but because you did act in this capacity, look at where it has gotten us.
Yeah.
So it may be as simple as talking to the staff. It may be as simple as so a few days ago at dark mode, someone I absolutely respect called me to say that a lady called him saying she was at dark mode and we weren't responding to women. We were only responding to men.
For real.
I'm like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, I was like, typical the Plateau girl in me just came out. I was like, kai. No, this is not possible. Like, it can't be my business. But I listened. I'm like, okay. She said she had been there before. Same thing. She was there a second time. Same thing. I'm like, okay. I know for a fact that my business will not do that to a woman.
Gender bias.
I know for a fact that we would not do it. And if you've been to dark mode, you would know that if there's one thing I insist on, is that whoever comes first will be served first. So what did I do? As much as what she said and how she said it, to whom she said it, was some type of way, I realized that, okay, it was time that we introduced a tally system.
Okay.
So as you're coming in, we'll give you a number tally. Sir, you are number 1. Please hold on to this tally so that when we start serving, you give us and we'll serve you first. Number 2, number 3. And then most rewarding would always be the fact that someone eats something we made and they enjoy it. That's my greatest reward. And then a second great reward, I'm trying to build a transgenerational business. When I see a child recognize my business, God, that absolutely feels like winning a lottery.
Wow.
Because the idea that this child, if I actually am able to build this transgenerational business, in 20 years' time, this child may be able to say, oh, I knew this business while I was a child. My mom used to take me there.
Yeah.
At that point, this was what they used to do. So who knows, we would have evolved into something else. But the idea that this child already knows this business at this point.
Yeah.
And in 20, 30 years, they can still see the business still running. Greatest satisfaction.
I should get my children to your business to
Please.
eat. They love to appreciate food, especially my firstborn.
And they are the most sincere.
Yes.
Kids are the most sincere with feedback. If they like it, they like it. If they don't like it,
they don't like it.
They don't like it.
So tell me, how important is it for a business owner to be constantly present at their business? Because I hear this idea that, okay, I'm just going to start a kitchen, for instance, and I'll just put somebody to manage it. And then every week they'll be returning this amount of money. It worked for Mr. X, so it must work for me.
It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way. It will work that way if you have structure. If you know what the ins and outs of your business is. So for Tat's Kitchen, we make shawarmas, burgers, loaded fries. I haven't been at Tat's Kitchen, like the other branch, the daytime branch, like they call it. I haven't been there in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yes.
And you're in Jos?
Yes, and I'm Jos. And everything is moving well. But there's a reason why everything is moving well. I already invested my time and effort in understanding the structure and setting up the structure and understanding the ins and outs of my business. Takes me back to the point of know your numbers. So when we buy chicken for our shawarmas, we buy beef for our shawarmas, I already know that this quantity we are getting must give me this output. It can never be less.
It
must. It can never be less. Because I've taken out the pain to cook the meat, measure it per each wrap of shawarma, so I know what it will give me.
Yeah.
So the moment I am not at my place of business, you cannot tell me that it gave you less. And you cannot tell me that it gave you 5 times more. Because if you're telling me it gave you 5 times, it gave you an extra 5, it means that somewhere down the line, you did not follow the measurements.
Yeah.
And you had already shortchanged a customer of 5. It took a lot of pain to get that. If you don't have that, even if you do have that I am saying that I have not been in at my place of business for 2 weeks. No, it's not a flex. It's not a flex. Whether you like it or not, you have to be in your business. you have to be in your business. The reason why I haven't been there is because I am still trying to set up that structure that we have in Tat's Kitchen for Dark Mood by Tat's Kitchen.
Oh, okay.
So because I have that structure in Tat's Kitchen, I am replicating it. I have seen the importance of replicating it in Dark Mood.
Oh, yeah.
If I want to do something else in future, then I have Tat's Kitchen running smoothly. I have Dark Mood by Tat's Kitchen running smoothly. Then I can go on. It's only at that point that you can now delegate and say, oh, I have a manager. So I do have a manager at Tat's Kitchen. And she understands the business as much as I understand it. Because you can't even run a business that your team does not understand. So when we're doing our costing, I do not hide anything from them. This is what works for me. I do not hide anything from them. The last time we had to do costing was a month or two ago, meaning we are even due for another. Okay, it was a month ago. And then we realized that we were selling some items at a loss, like so much of a loss. But we sat down as a team. Oh, okay, you use your calculator. If we're selling this at this price, if our daily labor cost is this per product, oh yeah, plus this, what does it give you? Okay. So if we now add and subtract this, what does it? We do it as a team.
Yeah.
So that you understand. You understand the business. I am not for, hide your, so that they don't know your profit, so that they don't become I'm not for that. And I'm not a business owner that is scared of competition. If I am even scared of my staff becoming competition, that's why we have lawyers. That's why there are documents.
How important is it to insure your business and also get legal backing?
It's very important. It's very important. One thing I see in the logistics business of in Jos is that someone will start a great logistics delivery service, and then 2-3 months down the line, rider has stopped work, has bought his own bike, and is running the business for himself.
Yeah.
It's so common. It's so common. Like, I'll just hear from my team members, Mr. Amos, that used to work for Dashi company, he now has his own Amos and Sons logistics business. 3 months after Dashi company launched. How did that happen? It is just because you did not sit this person down to explain to the person that I need you to work for a year or two. Do you agree? Say yes. You agree, Abby? So I need you to sign these non-compete documents that even after a year or two of you working with us, you will not become my competition.
Wow.
At least not in the same city that we are in. If you want to do the same business, you can go to another city to start it. It just protects you. So allow them understand that this is what you want them to sign. You're not putting them under duress.
Yeah.
Then they would now decide that, okay, I'm a sincere person. It's not Kode that brought me here, so I'm willing to work. And then they do it. What these documents do is not like you're trying to stifle them, but it just protects you so that you're working with the right people. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
A lot of businesses do not seek that legal backing.
Yeah.
They just do everything on the surface level, no structure, no thought of longevity, how do you pronounce that thing? And that's where mistakes start to happen.
Yeah.
So,
and I can imagine taking the pain and time to train a staff, like a cook, and then they leave. And sometimes working for other kitchens.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, it happens. I am not just going to employ you because your cousin said that you are a good cook and your cousin is my friend. I would never do that. Never, ever do that. So, our employment process at Tat's Kitchen is not a big business. But one thing I always tell my staff is, I worked in First Bank. I understand how they operate. So you see this Tat's Kitchen, it is my own First Bank. And you guys are currently the foundation. So it means that if, again, I'm building a transgenerational business, you guys are laying the foundation for what that business will become. So we will structure it from now. We will learn and adapt from now So from the point that we're putting out a job offer, we're saying apply by sending a cover letter, a detailed cover letter, telling us about yourself. Oh, hi, I'm Kongs Shamaki. This is what I do. This is who I am. Now we're in AI age, Abby.
Yeah.
So a lot of those letters come as copy and paste of ChatGPT. But you're able to see someone that put in some intentionality. And then that's the kind of person you want to work with because you went the extra mile. You didn't just employ somebody that somebody brought to you to say, oh, you're looking for this person, so employ this person. You're able to see. So the reason why I ask for cover letters is I'm not telling you to tell me anything. Just tell me about yourself. Let me see what you can tell me about yourself by yourself.
Yeah.
And if it's not a ChatGPT copy and paste, if you actually did take the time to write the letter, I can now be like, oh, okay. Seems like this person he's thinking, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this line, it's kind of skewed. Do I want to pay mind to somebody that will say this? I am already knowing you just from what you chose to let me know about you. Then I invite you for an interview. Then you come, we vibe, we get to understand each other. I ask you pertinent questions. I recently asked one. I said, I can't remember, but I can't remember the exact question I asked, but the response was, she would like to be respected by a customer, regardless of if she is a server or a staff of the kitchen. Respect is reciprocal. Very, 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 very important that I respect you and you respect me. But what happens when the customer doesn't respect you?
That's a big question.
That's a big question. I was only able to know that part of her because of the questions I asked at the interview.
Yeah.
And then I was able to know that, okay, Kai, this one, once we get customers that aren't so respectful.
Yeah.
I'm
Very
lucky.
rude sometimes.
I'm lucky my customers are not so problematic. But what if somehow you are on duty and a rude customer comes to you and disrespects you? What then happens? So I knew that I couldn't work with this person, sentiments aside. And then I found other people that I could. It has worked for me tremendously. It has helped me to have an amazing team that takes my business like theirs. So it's one of the reasons why I'm saying that my business has never had a staff that left and started working in another kitchen. Okay, so I think we've had one that I employed out of sentiments. And it didn't end well. He stole from the business. Even with signing the non-compete document, he went on to try to open his own business with my own menu. But there's something about substance and capacity. If you have it, you have it. If you don't have it, you don't have it.
Yeah.
So I knew that I didn't even have to pursue him or seek legal action against him, because I knew that if I gave it a few months, he didn't have what it took to run it. And truly, a few months down the line, that was the end. So I've had that person that I was employing at even the stage of employment, at even the stage of the cover letter. I already knew that, Kai, this person, do you want to work with this person?
Yeah.
But
It's running. This is a bizarre question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you. Is running a business in Nigeria spiritual?
I love this question. I absolutely love this question. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh my God. When you know how the typical Nigerian, they'll ask you, oh, how are you doing it? And you say, nah, God, oh.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Because I promise you that doing business in Nigeria, as much as it's been beautiful doing business in Jos, doing business in Nigeria is hard. So it is not that there is some anointing that just ensures that, oh, you have this mantle So because you are this person's, it's going to all go well. No, it's for me, it's from the place of everything is going wrong. But I have this supernatural being that I am holding on to.
Yeah.
I have this God, this spiritual being that I am holding on to. You need it in business. So
Yeah.
the God factor, you can't play with it. Me, it is the God factor. It is very, very important. I apologize to whoever may not understand this, but it is very, very important. Ah, God.
What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge an average business is going to face as regards to finance? Not that business is not running. Business is running, but somehow there's no money to continue.
Firstly, in most instances, it means that one, you do not know your numbers. So that business is running at a loss.
Yeah.
That's why there isn't. So if Tat's Kitchen in Jos has been operating for 11 years. In Jos, it's been operating for, say, about 6-7 years. And then our physical location will turn 5 years in December of 2025. Separate yourself as the business owner from your business. A business of 11 years, 7 years in Jos, 5 years as a physical location. But as at 2 months back, we were struggling to raise salaries. And then that was when I told you that me and my team had to sit and see that, oh, okay, this was where we were leaking money. Because so long as it's a business, it should be able to fend for itself.
Yeah.
All it needs. Now, if you do not know your business's needs, if you do not know where it needs to fend for itself, how then do you account for these costs? Oh, because Mr. Kongs is charging 5,000 naira. Me safe, I'll just make my own 4,950, so that will be the cheaper option.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't?
It doesn't work.
At all.
Competitive pricing. It's a pricing module they teach all of us in all the courses that we take. But it doesn't work. Your cost and my cost cannot be the same.
Yeah.
Your electricity bill and mine is not the same. Your supplier and mine are not the same. So a lot of businesses do not know these things. And then that's the know your numbers part. Then there is the separate yourself from your business part. That's hard though. I struggled with it. Separate yourself from your business in the sense that how much are you taking from your business? I'm not going to lie. I used to take money from my business all the time. Like all the time. Because I, as an individual, I did not have my own source of income. And then I had so many responsibilities that could not wait till the end of the month. And even if they were waiting till the end of the month, whatever I was setting up to say that, oh, this was going to be my salary for the month, it wasn't still enough. So I was taking from the business. So in the line of separate yourself from your business, separate your finances from that of the business, do not take from the business. Because if you're taking from the business, from me who has done that, you are stealing from the business and you're killing the business.
I like how you use the word stealing.
No, you're stealing from the business. Because your business is supposed to be a separate entity. My manager currently, if I take money from Tat's Kitchen, that reminds me, if they are watching this, they do not pay me a salary anymore. My manager will call me if I take money from the kitchen. If I say, oh, I need 50K to put into this, send me 50K now. She will call me. You have not sent the 50K back. You have not sent it back. Our 50K. Okay, if you cannot send us 50K, be sending us 10,000 until you pay it off. That's the system we have. That's the system we have now. We didn't always used to have it. Know why you're running that business.
Yeah.
Know why you're running that business at that particular point. When I started my business, it was to prove a point to my mother that I could make money. Abi? That I could also make what I was being paid in the bank. That I could support her.
Yeah.
That was 11 years ago. So I could make a bowl of soup. And then at the end of the day, there's something remaining. And I'm like, oh, you guys should eat it. And they're happy. That was the purpose of my business at that point. But my business has outgrown that purpose. So at the point that you're starting your business, it could be that all you want is, as a lady, is money to be able to buy your pad because you don't want to ask your parents for it. Or money for your haircut as a guy because you don't want to ask anybody for it. If that's your purpose for your business, at that point, then if what you're selling is giving you a little extra to do, then take from it and sort that out. If that is the purpose of your business at that point, to meet your daily needs, take from the business. But if you've gotten to the point where you've realized that, okay, this business is no longer what I thought it was, it is growing into something bigger, then it gets to a point where you have to tell yourself, okay, this business is growing bigger. I need to find money for myself. So I need to find another source of income that will fend for my needs so that the business can be the business. That's sincerely what birthed Dark Mode. Dark Mode was meant to be a side hustle that catered to my own needs. Because I got tired of taking from Tad's Kitchen. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave you people. I don't want you people's money. I don't want to be the one that is a stumbling block to Tad's Kitchen. So I'm going to start Dark Mode. Unfortunately for me, Dark Mode now is bigger than Tad's Kitchen.
You know, navigating personal finances and business finances is one of the toughest.
It's hard.
Because I think that's what have crushed most businesses.
It's hard. My business wouldn't be where it is if I wasn't touching the business's money. I did it. So I am saying what I am saying from a point of experience. My business is doing better because I no longer touch the money for the business.
Tell me, what is your philosophy about borrowing to run a business?
Personally, I'm not scared of borrowing to run a business. Unfortunately, it's not so much of a good idea anymore. Because at the point that you're borrowing that money and the point that you have to return it, whether you like it or not, it may be that you borrowed 100,000 and you're still returning 100,000, but the value of the 100,000 is still the same. So personally, just to answer your question directly, I do not have a fear of borrowing to start my business. In fact, I started our physical location with a loan that I paid off after a year. And I've had instances where I had to take a loan and pay off after a year, like several instances. And these new fintech banks, oh God, I had praised them previously. And now I'm here to condemn a bit. They make it so easy to borrow. That you're now somebody that does not have financial discipline, no financial knowledge. You do not know anything about the finances of a business. But you're able to, before you know it, access 500,000. And then before you know it, you have to pay 1.5 million naira. How will your business pay for it? Before you know it, the business was not able to pay back the loan. So the business has died. But you now, as an individual, you have a debt of 1.5 million to pay. But it's only 500,000 naira that you collected.
There are lots of people in Nigeria today who are studying either what they don't like or maybe just what the university offered them. And a lot of people are working in places they are not fulfilled, that they don't like. I mean, it's just like working for the money and that's it. How does one navigate career and fulfillment?
Let me set something clear. I do not have a university degree. I actually do not have a university degree. I have a diploma in mass communication. I attempted to get a HND in journalism. I got bored, so I just dropped it because I knew that this was the only thing I wanted to do. maybe sometime in the future, I would go back and finish that particular program and get another degree or get a degree. But for right now, I just have a diploma in mass communication. A lot of people do not know that about me or find it surprising when I say that. But I feel like I can still answer your question adequately.
I mean, a diploma is still some form of certification, right? Yeah.
So the truth of the matter is, I understand that my mother trusted me with more because I had proven myself with little. So when I said, oh, I wanted a diploma in mass communication, the only thing she didn't agree for was I wanted to go into theater arts. And she was like, oh, you want to be like all these girls that are acting movies. She didn't see that there could be more in theater arts. And then the reason why I let it go was because, like I said earlier, I'd rather be in the background. I don't want to be in a profession where they put me at the fore. But because I had proven myself and my mother was able to trust me with more because of the little I had, it made a lot of things easier. It made my decisions around career easier. But in the instance that she didn't trust my choices, we've heard of so many kids that will say, oh yeah, daddy, here's your medical degree that you made me go and get. Gashi. Now I want to go and pursue my own passion. In such instances, the parents rarely have anything to do because true,
yeah,
they did what they wanted and now they are going to pursue. And in most instances, it works. But thank God for the advent of technology.
Yeah.
If you have found that you are in that instance where you cannot talk to your parents or your guardians and what your own choice is will be heard and will be followed, and you've just made a decision that you want to do what they want, then as you're doing what they want, you have to be doing something for yourself, because unfortunately, you do not have as much luxury to say, oh, daddy, I finished your own, so let me go and do my own now. Thank God for the University of YouTube. Because without that, where would some of us have been?
Yeah, it's one of the greatest inventions, in my opinion.
All I know about business finances, all I know about my business numbers, I learned it from YouTube. I learned it from YouTube. The moment I decided that I was going to open a physical location for my business, I knew I wasn't going to do it the way I was doing it before. This thing is such common knowledge, but we just feel like we need permission first before we can become. Why? I don't need anybody's permission to be who I need to be. I sincerely do not. I've already proven myself to the people that matter around me. But even if I didn't have their blessings, so long as this is what I believe in, I don't need permission to become. Because I trust that what I am, what's the worst that will happen? I will go, I will stumble.
Yeah.
I'll find my way back.
Timbian.
Yes, sir.
I absolutely love all the points and the experience you have shared. You've poured out your heart.
Thank you.
And this is one of the most valuable business discussions I've had in a very long while.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've picked up so much.
Thank you, sir.
I've picked up so much. And I think one of those things I picked up towards the end of this conversation was to prove yourself with little so that you can be trusted with more. That is very biblical and practical, as you have showed us. Thank you so much for stopping by. And for those of you who are watching, please do well to subscribe and try to visit Tat's Kitchen. Dark Mode by Tat's Kitchen.
Yes.
In Rayfield, Jos.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This was very pleasant.